Hello friends, I welcome all of you into my new course F5 Big IP LTM. F5 is a name of vendor, Big IP is their appliance, LTM stands for Local Traffic Manager. So here Big IP is a load balancer. So this load balancer will be used for distributing the traffic at local level, that is within a subnet, broadcast domain or a VLAN. So the main purpose of any load balancer is to deliver the traffic of applications to clients or users in a reliable, efficient, optimized and secure way. This is the main motto of having the load balancer in your environment. This is the diagram which I have prepared for you for explaining you about this concept. You can see that these are the users which are basically accessing your servers. This is the appliance load balancer. This is a switch, L2 switch in this case. This is your WAN router, and these are the servers. There are a couple of things which you need to remember. In fact, the terminology. Let me explain you. First thing is node. Server which is delivering the application to users is known as node. So in this case, S1, S2 and S3 are nodes. Okay. Second thing is pool. When we make a group of nodes, it becomes pool. This pool will service applications to users. And then there is a pool member. Pool member. When the pool is created for a particular service, then the node which is participating in the pool will become pool member. Let me explain you. So this S1 is a node here. If this pool, let's say its name is ABC, it is servicing traffic for HTTPS. That is TCP 443. So that would mean this node is being used for servicing the traffic for HTTPS. So node plus service becomes pool member. Alright. This is the third point or terminology you need to understand in this load balancer. Then fourth is VIP. VIP. Virtual IP address. Let me explain you this. Whenever client accesses your environment, we will only provide virtual IP address to client or users. So let's say the virtual IP address is 20.1.1.200. And this address will be configured in the load balancer, this one. And in the load balancer, there would be pool of nodes which are being used for certain applications. When user accesses this VIP, let's say this one is accessing this VIP, then this load balancer will forward that request to one of the servers, depending upon the type of load balancing we are using. So let's say that we are using round robin. So whenever user this accesses this virtual IP address 20.1.1.200, then this load balancer will forward the request to S1, the first session, then second one, the second session, third to third one. Actually, users will only be aware about the virtual IP addresses. So four things I have explained you: node, pool, pool member and VIP. Now the question is it possible that we can achieve this load balancing without the use of this big IP? The answer to this is that yes, it is possible. We can use DNS. Let's say that your website name is abc.com. What you can do is you create multiple records. If there are 3 members, you create 3 DNS record. For the first record, the name of website will resolve to 10.1.1.100. This is first record. Second will be the same, will resolve to 101. Third will be to 102. So whenever the first request comes in from user, it goes to this website address in the DNS, and then this will be forwarded to first one. Then second session request will be forwarded to second one, then third one. So this is round robin, and then fourth will go to this one. But the issue here is that if one of the servers is down, let's say this one is down, or there is no mechanism in DNS to understand that the node is actually down, it will keep on forwarding the request even to a down member. This is an issue. So clients will face disruption. Friends, remember that nowadays internet is expanding. We know there are many websites which are dealing with billions of sessions per hour. We hardly face any issues. We access YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, we never see any delay. The reason is that they have used very efficient and effective load balancing mechanism. I'm not saying they are only using F5. F5 is one of the vendors. There are other vendors as well, but F5 is very popular. All right. And one more thing, the pool members will have same data, means they would be replica of data. For example, if S1 has a file named A, then S2 will also have the same file name, S3 same. The reason is that if one of the servers go down, the second one will be used. Okay, so that there is no change in terms of data or application experience. For example, if I am accessing facebook.com, if one of the servers of facebook.com is down, then the second one will use, and I will get the same information which I had kept earlier. So basically there is a replication happens in background. So I was saying that this DNS mechanism is not very effective. So we use this big IP appliance. So what it does, first of all, it does round robin method of distribution. Other thing is that if this server is down, this will monitor it. This big IP will come to know that S1 is down, so it will not use this pool member. It will use S2 and S3. If any of the members is overutilized or dealing with large amount of data, this big IP knows about it, so it will not use that. So this is one method. We can also do load balancing in different way. Like if there are 3 members, I can say that the distribution of traffic should happen in the ratio of 2:1:1. That means if first session comes in, it goes to S1. Second comes in, it goes to S1. Third one comes in, it goes to S2, and then S3. So it is 2:1:1. So this is known as ratio based load balancing. You can also create multiple pools. It is not that only one pool can be created. You can create n number of pools in the big IP load balancer. So other advantages, like this big IP is very efficient. We can define rules. For example, if one user is coming from the IP, let's say 8.5.55.5, we can create a rule with which the session can be diverted to a different pool or different member. If user is using Mozilla Firefox, we can create pool for those users. So means it can check the application headers as well. Okay, so there are lot of things this big IP can do. It is not just a simple load balancing. We will come to know about it once we do lab. So it is just that I want to explain you the overview of this load balancing. And other thing, this left portion is known as external and right portion is internal. Alright, because internal means inside my own company's environment wherein I have kept the servers. External means internet or the users or clients which are accessing my servers. So I have prepared this PPT wherein I have outlined some definitions of it. Like load balancing is defined as a method of effective distribution of incoming traffic from clients for different applications, and we need to forward those session requests to multiple servers in a group is a pool here. Okay, so client will access the VIP, means VIP is configured on load balancer. It will receive that request, it will forward that to the server, one of the servers in a pool. Each load balancer sits between client devices and backend server, receiving and distributing the incoming request to any available server. This thing I explained you. Any available server which is capable of fulfilling, because server might be overutilized. So this big IP will be aware that one particular server is overutilized or not. So it knows about the health of every server. That is why I mentioned the server which is capable will receive the incoming request, or as per the policy, the rule. So it is mainly used by websites which serve millions of sessions per minute, like users of clients, because sites like YouTube, Facebook, there are billions of people which access these websites on daily basis. So that is the reason we wanted to have a device which can handle these many requests in efficient way, so that there is no security lapse, there is no data loss. Okay, and distribution should be very effective and reliable, in a reliable manner. Load balancer disperses traffic to different web servers in the resource pool to ensure that no single server becomes overworked and subsequently unreliable. So it monitors the health of pool members. And sometimes we have to add more servers. So with the help of load balancers, we can effectively reduce the server response time and maximize the throughput. So there are two types of load balancers, hardware and software. Functionality will be same. There will be no difference in terms of performance. In terms of configuration. It is just that one will be hardware and other one will be software. I will explain these. One thing I didn't tell you is that this load balancer sits between external and internal. Okay, this one is your external and this one is internal. And external is always protected with perimeter firewall. So you may see some sort of firewall. So you can say that it sits between firewall and the internal network. So once you work in large companies, you'll find that there would be firewalls. Now I'll talk about application delivery controller. So this is basically type of device. What it says, application delivery controllers, that is ADCs, are purpose-built networking devices whose function is to improve the performance, security, and resiliency of applications delivered over the web. So it says that the job of ADC should be to provide the delivery of applications to client in more effective way, more reliable way, and there should not be any performance lapse. So in our case, F5 Big IP appliance is a ADC. Okay, so this is a category of devices. The device which deals with delivery of application is known as ADC. So this is a device that typically sits between firewall and application servers. I told you. So F5 Big IP load balancer is the ADC here. So it will also ensure that the applications perform optimally, always available, and don't present any security risk or outage to business. Because people these days cannot afford to have even a single second of downtime. We have hardly seen any downtime accessing Gmail or YouTube. Even when we see downtime of even 5 minutes, it becomes a news. So hardware load balancer. See, if you are dealing with large amount of data, that is tens of gigs of data per second, then you need hardware load balancer. Means if you are looking for high performance, then you should go for this appliances, Big IP appliance. You can say that I want to purchase this hardware for F5. The benefit here is that the vendor will introduce capability in hardware according to the load balancer, like it will have BIOS which will be pre-configured according to the need of the load balancer. There would be specialized processors, proprietary software. The hardware will belong to vendor, so they'll make sure that all of the required components are present in the hardware. So that is the advantage, and moreover you can create virtual load balancers in that particular device if the capability is supported. So I mentioned here, this may contain inbuilt capability of virtualization with which you can create virtual instances of load balancers to support multi-tenant environment. It is costly. It is required only when you have to use large amount of data, the traffic in Gbps, more efficient way. Software means functionality wise there is no difference. The benefit in software load balancer is that you can use your own bare metal server or any virtualized environment to install this. You can allocate space according to the need of the load balancer. So it will basically help in reducing the expenses for you. So it doesn't matter whether you use hardware or software. The role of load balancer is same. So it is a device that acts as a reverse proxy and distributes the traffic. So actually the LTM is basically reverse proxy. Let me explain you. So whenever users accesses VIP, big IP, that is this one, it will create one more session and forward that to one of the servers in a pool. So from the point of view of user, they are dealing with this IP address only. So they are not aware about the things which are being done behind the scenes. So basically this big IP address is acting as a reverse proxy. Okay, that's what I meant. So I wanted to explain you these things to you. It is just an information lecture. You will learn more when I do lab on load balancer. So you must have understood that it is not simply to distribute the traffic. Its purpose is to distribute it effectively, and then it can do a lot of other type of distribution. So friends, I hope that it's been informative to you. Do give me appropriate rating and feedback. Thank you so much for your time.